a league championship and a berth in the Open Division playoffs. 4th and a yard. That's Hardy. Got the first down. First back through, J.R. Hardy.
First down, Sacred Heart.
And I just think that's the right thing to do, even though you maybe risk giving your opponent short field. You're up by 2 scores. And I think what you're saying is we're going to impose our will. We're going to take this game from you. And that's what they're trying to do.
From the Burlingame 47-yard line. Mason Randall making all the right decisions tonight. Ben Burkervin bounces off of 1, gets to the edge.
There's either Paulo or Kennedy. They had a chance to make a really big play and tackle him for a loss, but Burkervin just ran right through their arms.
Coach Laverado's heart sank when he saw him. Burkervin hurt that Achilles running track last year. He's only played in 3 games this year. This one is 4th.
2nd and 6.
And already with 7 rushing touchdowns.
And that tells you the talent Sacred Heart has when their best player hasn't even played and they're unbeaten.
2nd down and 6. Tinsley. The flyback with the first down. Inside the 35. Flag is down though. It's a hold on the Gators. It'll bring it back.
You know, it's just I get this feeling, and again, we're down 2. Burlingame's down 2 scores, but it just seems like that Burlingame is just hanging around just enough.
10-yard penalty from the point of the foul.
And Sacred Heart just has not been able to quite put them away yet.
Wipes out the Tinsley first down.
2nd and 18 for Sacred Heart.
Inside of 11.5 to play in the 4th period. 28-14. Gators on top. Randall to Tinsley. Steps out of bounds. Around the 40 of Burlingame.
And that play action, when you're running the ball as well as Sacred Heart has been doing, opens up the play action. And you took advantage of it there.
It's at the 42. Manageable 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
Pickup of 13 on that pass to Tinsley. Burkervin in the backfield, along with Hardy. Tinsley, the ball carrier. Now playing in the backfield. He had been the flyback since the Terra Nova game, but he began the year as the team's featured tailback.
And they are 2 yards short. And again, I think this is where, if you're Sacred Heart, I think you, with the 2 yards, you're kind of in that no man's land. Go for it. You basically say, we're going to take this from you, and this is what we're going to do right now.
Biggest defensive play of the game right now for Burlingame. Stop they have to have. Timeout is taken. Look at the Pete Laverado side of the field. Very interesting when he said he started coaching down in that Hollister area. He had no idea what he was doing.
And look at him now. By the way, he was named the Peninsula Athletic League Bay Division Coach of the Year, and then he just happened to top that recently, named the Cal High Sports Small Schools State Coach of the Year.
Coach down there named Ron Leonte told him when he was yelling at a kid, you know what? Yelling isn't teaching. You got to show him how to do it. And that's something that really resonated with him. Not about wins and losses. You've got to build a program. And he's done just that. Fourth and about 2. Ben Burkervin with a first down and more. Possession retained by Sacred Heart Prep.
Yeah, it's just money in the bank. If you know you need the big play, you give it to your best player.
First touch of the night was a 48-yard run in the first half. 2 scoring runs from 2 and 4 yards out.
At the Burlingame 30-yard line.
Again, he's going to go to UW, play linebacker, but just a part of me, Chris Peterson with that offense is going to want to maybe see if he could do a few carries for them with that Washington offense.
First down from the 30. That's Tinsley, the flyback. Getting to the edge.
Tinsley, the ball carrier.
Stays in and then tiptoes out of bounds. Mentioned that maybe a guy like Burkerbin could run for Washington. We saw Bo Bicheret earlier this year, the Jesuit running back, outstanding player who will play running back for UW.
I have learned now from doing this for a couple of years, there's some tremendous talent that comes out of this region for college football.
Ball moved to the 16. Gators working clock. That's Tinsley in motion. Getting to that second level. Matt Odell. They come at you in waves in that backfield.
I was going to say, I think it's the first time we've mentioned his name tonight. There's some depth.
2nd and 2.
But you develop that too. I mean, and that's what Coach has done as well. You develop that depth. That's why your JV and freshman squads are important as well.
9:45 to go, 4th period. Tinsley in motion. Takes the handoff. Spins off a 1. And dragged down.
And a flag.
Fine tackle by Palu for Burlingame.
And Andrew Kennedy, he did a nice job of turning him back in. But that is coming back to the hold.
Look at Riley Tinsley. Battered and bruised tonight, but coming back for more. Had that cramping issue in the first half.
Well, as that flyback, you're probably getting hit and knocked around whether you get the ball or not, because you're running through the line or running out and rubbing off people, running into people, running interference. So he's going to get some lumps and bumps.
Carrying out play fakes.
Yes, exactly.
2nd down, 14 to go. Mason Randall barking play instructions. Odell. Not much there. Another flag thrown in late from the back judge.
Penalty flag is down.
I'll tell you what, the flags and the penalties are starting to, giving a little bit of life to Burlingame.
Ken Ray throwing the flag.
Holding against
another hold. That's Barry O'Driscoll, our referee.
A lot of times when you get these holding calls, these guys are starting to get tired. Starting to get a little winded, a little exhausted. So you grab on and hold on because you can't sustain your block as easily.
The ball's at the Panthers 27.
Pete Laverado with league titles in 06, 07, 08, and in 2012. Looking to add a 2014 banner to the collection. 2nd down, 24 to go. Randall working for the gun. Play action. Across the middle. Pass complete. That's Dashbach, who has 2 scoring passes on the night.
Boy, and Randall's just been so efficient tonight. I think that makes him 4 of 5 or 5 of 6. He's been on the money.
Marty, last year Randall had 11 touchdown passes, 8 interceptions. Going into play tonight, 11 and 1.
Well, and that just comes from decision making. The game slows down. The more comfortable you get, the game, they always talk about this, it slows down for you. He's seeing it now and getting everything and making his reads. It's becoming more simple for him.
And the 2 scoring passes tonight to Dashbach from 39 and 44 yards out. 3rd down, a yard to go. Ben Burkerbin churning to the goal line and into the end zone for an SHP touchdown.
And that might just have done it. I mean, Burlingame looked like they're hanging around, but that might be the final blow that Sacred Heart just needs now to run the clock out.
Burke Urban's third touchdown from 2, 4, and 7 yards out.
Will attempt the extra point.
Tinsley on for his 5th PAT try, 4 for 4 on the night. Was 16 for 21 coming into play. And the kick is good. 8:23 to play in the fourth quarter. And SHP can see the finish line, leading 35-14. We'll take a break and come back with more right after this on CHN. Ben Burke-Urban with 3 touchdown runs, 2, 4, and 7 yards out. A pair of scoring passes from Mason Randall to Andrew Doshbach, and a 35-14 lead. Panthers with a lot of work to do. That kick goes out of bounds.
Well, decent field position to start, but yeah, a lot of work to do. And again, besides the score, you're down 3 touchdowns. You've got 8.5 minutes, a little less than 8.5 minutes to do it, and that's just, at least tonight, I mean, Burlingame has shown they're not the quickest strike offense, so they've gotten some chunks of yards and have shown that they've done a nice job passing the football. And they've been forced to have to pass more than they're comfortable with, but they've shown they can do that. But now can they do it in an expeditious, faster fashion than they are normally accustomed to, and especially have to do tonight to even make this thing close.
Great year last season in the Ocean Division before being promoted to the Bay Division. They won the 5 Ocean games by an average of 34 points a game. This year, undefeated.
Will be kicked off from the 35.
Well, they've accepted the challenge. I think the challenge is stepping up, and I think they've done a tremendous job of meeting that, obviously, by being unbeaten and playing, to this point, really competitive football. Just right now, at this point, it's just like Sacred Heart has just got too many horses in the barns for Burlingame.
Panthers have won 19 of 20 coming into play tonight. Last year 11-0 before the loss to SI in the D3 semis.
I mean, both these schools are hot. I mean, they're playing, hot, streaky football. It's a testament to the consistency of both head coaches and the kids buying into their philosophies.
Sacred Heart 33-3 over the last 3 seasons.
Williams.
Across the 37-yard line for Williams. And good field position for Burlingame.
First and 10.
It's a miracle like they had in that 2004 season.
Right, yeah, something. They could need some help. And I was going to say, David, you got to have a couple plays, I think, called in the huddle. And throw some out routes, get out of bounds. Tell your receivers and say, if you really have a wide open shot, try to make the extra yards, but at this point, catch it and get out of bounds.
8:16 to play in the fourth. 35-14. Gendro. Palu. Out to the 43.
Now you got to get back to the huddle. Yep, they're hustling up. I mean, you're going to have to do a bit of a hurry up.
Hey, Pelly was all over his coach yesterday saying, hey, I can go. Just cleared to practice yesterday.
2nd and 4.
But I tell you what, he doesn't look like he's suffering. I mean, that we know of any lingering effects of that sore neck, but I mean, he's had a nice game tonight, both on both sides of the ball.
Pick of a 6, 2nd and 4. Contrary should have the first down.
Boy, it's been tough sledding, though, for him tonight. I mean, he's had a few really nice runs, but Sacred Heart has done a nice job of shutting him down and really containing him. And I know they were concerned. I mean, but they've played really smart, sound defense and corralled him.
Pickup of 6 on the last.
7.5 to go. Avery Gendro. Under center with Cherry in the slot right. Griffin wide left. Pass complete. That's Cooper Gendro. Favorite target on the year.
Well, again, you just see that real comfort level between them, and tonight they've just had it. They've really been in each other's heads.
76, Panthers.
Moving the ball up in small chunks, but this offense needs to strike quickly. Down 3 scores. Avery Kindrau in trouble, and down he goes. Had no chance.
Yeah, and you just got to get rid of the ball, or you got to make. That's where you just have to make a quicker decision at this point, because the clock is just eating away. I mean, from a time perspective, they have to score. Again, in my opinion, they got to score within the next 40 seconds to 60 seconds here, because again, you know when Tigard gets the ball, they're going to try to really slow things down and eat the clock. So you got to be quick strike here.
Give credit to Connor Cody making that sack. 6 minutes to play. 3rd down and 9. Cherry in motion. Gendro in trouble. Used the legs. Has a first down. Dragged down from behind.
And that stops the clock, so you can call a couple of plays and get lined up and ready to execute.
Mentioned needing a miracle. I got a text from Drew Schiller recalling closing moments of that game, winning the Section Championship in 04. We'll try to read that to you before we get off the air. His career highlight, and maybe the biggest moment in school history in terms of the football program. Injured SHP player on the field. Looks like Connor Cody.
It just looks like it's, well, I thought maybe it was cramps, but.
Next Saturday on this field,
been very active over the last few sequences for this team.
Burlingame will host San Mateo in the 87th renewal of the Little Big Game.
Cool conditions tonight. That field gets hard. I mean, it's not overly cool, but.
For SHP, their final regular season game at Menlo School. That game played at Woodside High School. While Burlingame will play the Little Big Game against rival San Mateo. Philippopoulos told me that alums fly